Hello, good morning, kids. It's Pastor Matt here with you for our Children's Praise video. I'm grateful to be able to do this from week to week to give you a Bible lesson, something that you can meditate on and learn with your teachers there in your classroom this morning. Today, for our topic, I'd like to look at the issue of prayer. Not just any type of prayer, but the kind of prayer that unites us to God and unites us to one another. There's a prayer that Jesus prayed many years ago. It's recorded for us in the Bible, in the Gospel of John. We're told how Jesus prayed in such a way that he united us to himself, and he also united us to one another as a church. So let's look at that verse, and I'll show you what it could look like through a visual, right, to a visual demonstration. Here is John 17. I'm going to read a good many verses here, so I hope you can try your best to pay attention. And I'll read slowly and clearly, and then also your teachers are going to have to try to explain this to you even better. So do your best right now to really pay attention to God's word. Jesus says this. He's praying right now. He's praying to God his Father. And he says, I have manifested your name to the people whom you gave me out of the world. Yours they were, and you gave them to me, and they have kept your word. Now they know that everything that you have given me is from you. For I have given them the words that you gave me, and they have received them and have come to know in truth that I came from you, and they have believed that you have sent me. So we'll pause right there. So this is Jesus. Imagine maybe Jesus is on his knees and he's praying. And he's saying, Father, everyone that you gave me out of the world, I've held on to. I have not lost any of them. And they have all realized that everything that you've given me has come from you, and they have believed upon me. They believe that you sent me. So Jesus is praying about a particular people that followed him, that they believed that Jesus was sent by God, right? Now this is where it's going to get interesting, and it's going to make sense for what we're talking about, how prayer unites us to one another and unites us to God. This particular prayer. It says in verse 9, I am praying for them. So Jesus prayed for you. I'm praying for them, and not praying for the world, but those whom you have given me for they are yours. All mine are yours, and all yours are mine, and I am glorified in them. And I am no longer in the world, but they are in the world, and I am coming to you. Holy Father, keep them in your name, which you have given me, that they may be one, even as we are one. And that's the end. Now, I want you to hear that. Two things that we read. First, it started off by Jesus said, I am praying for them. So Jesus is praying for everyone that follows him and everyone that will follow him, even more to come. And also he says at the end of his prayer that they may be one, even as you and I are one. So Jesus is saying Jesus is united to the Father. He's very similar to the Father. He always is obeying the Father and thinking like the Father and doing the Father's will. And he's saying that they may be one over here as I and you are one, Jesus and the Father. So to demonstrate what we mean when we say one, when we say you're one with God, I want you all to hold your finger up and say one. How do you make a one? How do you make two things one? Hold two fingers up, and then I want you to go like this. Take those fingers and go like this and lock them together. See? And you make a little chain. So you take, here's two, and how do you make them one? I want you to do this with your fingers and learn how to do it. You take your two fingers and you lock them together like that, right? And that makes a chain, then they're one. So what we have here is actually a chain. And some of you might recognize this chain because you helped make it in Pioneer Club. If you see the chain here, it's very long. I'm going to stand back for the camera. See how long it is? And see how it's one chain, but if you see inside, it's individual links. These are what we call links in the chain, these little circles. And I noticed when I was reading this, that some of you who were part of this, you wrote down prayer requests. So this is like a prayer chain, right? And all these prayers are united together. Now there's one really, really big prayer, the prayer we just read, where Jesus prays to the Father and says, Father, that they may be one even as you and I are one. So when he prayed that, what he did, if you see like a physical example of that, is he prayed to, if each one of us is a different color and we're all special and we all have different colors, he did this. He united us all together in a chain. And if Jesus' hands are like this in prayer, that prayer united what we call the church, all the people here who represent different colors and different backgrounds and different ethnicities, but they're all united in Jesus Christ. And that's how we're connected, like a chain. And it's because Jesus prayed it to be that way. He said that he wanted us to be one, to united together as one, as he and the Father are united together as one. So I want you to think about that. Look at that chain and think about what this church is, New Life Church, but even the large church in the whole world. How we're all united because we profess that Jesus Christ is Lord. And he's Lord over all of our life. And that controls every aspect of our life. And when we all seek to obey Jesus, we end up being very similar to each other, even though we're very different. The thing that makes us very similar is that we love Jesus and we want to obey his commandments. Jesus said, if you love me, you obey my commandments. That's how we know if we love him. So if we try to make our life pleasing to Jesus and do what he asks us to do, we're actually going to start living really closely together and we'll be united together because of him. So I want you to see this. This is a chain that represents how things can get united through Jesus' prayer. You in this church and us in all the churches across the world are united because of that. So I hope that your teachers can help even explain this better to you and bring out this example. And maybe you can think about how you are united to other people in this church. Remember, one and one can be united if you link them together like a chain. So do that again and learn how to do that. And I'll talk to you again next week.